Happy New Year's, YouTube family. The English family is back. I'm standing in our pantry and we are so excited to get back to interior renovations. The weather's changing, it's getting colder, and we were able to welcome our horses over the Christmas into New Year's break. We had the boys home for the holidays and we had some amazing moments together, some of which you guys saw on our welcoming the horses onto our homestead video this week. But we are back and we're excited to be back in this space that we kind of abandoned about a month ago, while we rushed and hustled to get everything prepared to welcome the horses very quickly, because as you know, the plan changed from spring to the end of December. So we had some hustling to do and we got everything done just in the nick of time. And we have some really exciting projects coming up this spring that relate to that project. We wanted to hop back into the pantry and get back to where we left off. Many of you know, or if you're new to our channel, you maybe will just be hearing for the first time, but about a year and a half ago, our family took an insane leap of faith and we purchased a house here in Nova Scotia, Canada, a late 1899 abandoned captain's home that was completely abandoned. And we wildly purchased this home outright with a 1 minute and 13-second video of the main floor on some very poor cell phone footage. We didn't even know what the upstairs looked like or the property. We had a rough estimate on how big the land was and just that brief glimpse of the main floor, which we've shown you before on our channel. And we sold everything we owned, listed our house in Ontario, and moved with literally 12 Rubbermaid bins, 2 dirt bikes, and our 3 dogs. And we arrived here in Nova Scotia and we didn't quite know what we were going to expect. We were so pleasantly surprised when we pulled up the driveway and this house was everything we dreamt it would be and more.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
We made it! Look at our house!
It looks so
I'm gonna get stuck.
That's okay. Go right back to the back.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Oh my gosh. Baby. It's gorgeous. It's so nice.
This is our house?
We can work with this.
Oh, yeah. I already see something that needs fixing.
We'll be fixing a lot, buddy.
How is this our house?
Are you kidding me? Look at this thing.
Go around the front and look at the garage.
I gotta follow you. Look at the size of it.
From the outside. When we came in the inside, we saw just why this place was abandoned. That there had been a few owners before who had started renovation, had ripped out things like the kitchen. There was really terrible water ruined flooring. No plumbing and electrical was working properly. We had a thunderstorm right here in this very pantry, and we had many obstacles to tackle before we could even start thinking about making this place look like a home.
If you can tell on camera, but the basement, oh, look at Philip's feet. Move your feet around so you can see. He is a little taller than ankle deep in water. I'm getting a little lower here.
Right now we have to prime the system because that's a dry line
Can't
that we
really
put in.
see the. Don't drop the camera in the water.
So all this water we're gonna have to pick up for sure. But this is our foundation down here.
It's actually not bad down here, other than the fact that there's
Water.
But which is very typical of most East Coast homes, I'm pretty sure, that live right beside the ocean.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it comes up that dungeony staircase that leads into nowhere. But here's our pump, tank, water heater, electric. Okay. I've never done one of these before, so I'm guessing. So I'm priming this line here, because this is the dry line we just put in the well. And then I'm going to prime this one here. I'm going to prime this one here because this is the pump. So this is the line that's going to push water up and into our water heater. Okay.
Is that what that bucket was for? There's another valve right there that would open up, right?
I opened all the valves. I
Okay.
went through and I opened
What's that
up.
one on the right there by your right shoulder?
This one?
Yeah.
I think it's just an extra line.
Okay.
So it's got, there's hot water down here and cold water down here.
Okay.
So
We'll see. Okay,
We'll
so
see.
now what?
I think it's good.
We got a leak, Billy!
Okay.
Oh my word. Yeah, same amount. It's leaking everywhere up here. Gunner, out! Out, Benny, out!
I don't know how to stop it.
Okay, it's leaking from there and here. They did say it was going to rain today. I don't think this is the end. It's slowing down. It's off.
It's off.
Oh, drop ceiling. Oh my goodness, you're brave.
Maybe needs a little bit of love, but as of right now, it's not leaking.
Well, the wash machine doesn't show up till June almost, so.
There's no spot for it, so I'm okay.
Amazing.
Okay, I'm gonna go figure out this hot water now.
Okay.
So we've been focusing for the last year and a bit on getting each of the spaces the way that we've dreamt that we would want them to be for the interior of the house, and starting to build small steps towards our homesteading dream here on our acreage. And we've learned since being here that this property used to have a farm on it, which meant that we were really on track with being able to keep the original integrity of this late 1899 property by having a homestead here and keeping a lot of the original elements that were still intact here in the house as part of the interior design elements that we wanted to keep while we were fixing up the house. So there's some elements and things that we've definitely taken from the original look of the house and put into the spaces that we've now been designing. You saw us finish our living room, and we even built our own DIY kitchen under $5,000. And with the scraps of that project, we were able to use a lot of the remnants to start working on this pantry renovation. And this room was the original kitchen in the house from what we can see from photos we've seen from past realtors. And since the space isn't that large, we thought, actually Philip had the grand idea one night in the middle of the night that that larger space we did the kitchen would be far better for a kitchen with an eat-in, which left us this room that was kind of empty and didn't really serve a purpose. There had never been laundry hookups in this room before, or in this house before, and so we thought this would be the perfect spot to do our dream homesteading walk-in pantry off of the kitchen and include our walk-on main floor laundry space, which was a dream for us because of the old property. We had one of those really dungeony cement, scary basements. You want to check the stairs before you run back up in the dark kind of basements to do laundry. So this space is super multi-purpose. We didn't want to spend a lot of money. We wanted to do it completely on a budget as we did with the kitchen. And so far, we've used all the remnants from that kitchen renovation, and we've only spent about $300 additional in this room. So what we did was we purchased more hardware for the cabinet doors as well as the hinges and just a little bit more paint. Everything else was just remnants from doing the actual kitchen renovation. We started with basically nothing in this room because the original kitchen had been torn out, and we had to basically build from the ground up. And starting from the ground up meant that we needed to tackle the flooring in this house. This room had very cardboard, old sort of laminate style flooring, and when we removed it, we were really happy that we had made that decision to do flooring cohesively through the whole house and put in a completely waterproof flooring. And as you know from that thunderstorm, the flooring even got more destroyed when that happened. And so we needed to make sure that we didn't create any mold issues or anything long-term, and we needed to get that up. It was also not the greatest under there when we did pull it up, so we were super happy that we did that. And so now we know that if there's ever any thunderstorms in the house again, that the flooring won't get destroyed. I think that's super important when you're renovating an old house, that you think that there are some things that could take place along the way that could ruin some of the work that you're doing, and you don't want to have to start over, especially with flooring. It's super expensive. In this room, I wanted to add obviously a spot to do laundry, and we wanted to have a lot of storage in this room. We haven't really accumulated any kitchen things since we didn't have a kitchen, but that wasn't really the goal for this room. As you know, we were originally planning to purchase acreage to do homesteading on, but when we found this house, we knew that we could do kind of the best of both worlds, renovate a really old house and give it new life, as well as have enough space and land to do homesteading, which meant that we could have a space here to have our dream homesteading pantry, to be able to grow our own food and utilize the greenhouse that we had built last fall, and do all of our own canning and preserving, and just basically living as much as we possibly can sustainably on our own land. But in order to do that, you have to have a place to put all the things that you're going to prepare for your family, which leads us to wanting to have this space. So storage in this room was absolutely key, which is why we tried to add as much cabinetry as we possibly could, in addition to having a deep freezer and a spot to be able to wash things in here. So we opted for the farmhouse sink and having a deep basin sink to be able to wash those types of things. Counter space to be able to work in here, and even an additional work table to do any preserving or preparing for things in here. So this room is going to be used for a lot of things. We also were able to keep the original cabinetry that was built into the wall and restored that, so we have even more additional space to store goods and dry goods for things like baking. So I think this is going to be a really amazing workspace for us while we bring some of our homesteading dreams to life. So I made just a minor mistake when we were putting in the base cabinet for this sink. The sink was incredibly heavy. It's really built thick like a bathtub, not like a hollowed out kind of farmhouse sink. And so because it was so heavy, I wanted to make sure that we had a lot of under support bracing. But the problem is I think I put one too many very close to the back, which means that now that we have our faucet and the knobs on, we've hit basically a piece of wood that's in the back. So it's obstructing us being able to put the plumbing hookups to actually have the water working in this space. So we currently have no water or anything hooked up for the sink. So we actually have to take the sink and the countertop off and then readjust something that I've done to the base cabinet. So just a minor setback, but the ultimate end result will be running water in the pantry. So we absolutely have to do it. It was just like an oversight, I think, on the fact that the drain spouts and all the plumbing were gonna be so far at the back. So we're gonna do that now. And Philip's gonna use his plumbing skills to be able to get us some water going in here. We have the laundry and everything all hooked up, but we have all the rough-ins sort of started here for the actual faucet to work here. We did have a plumber come out and do all of the plumbing for the kitchen and pantry. Electricians and tradesmen and women are a little bit sparse here in Nova Scotia and very costly. So this is luckily a job that I'm pretty sure Philip can handle.
I don't know. I'll try.
Open air, side by side we sway there in all the colors. Sunlight.
Something is heavy. Holy cow. This crossbar.
Yeah. Let's just pull up now.
On the lawn chair
Probably.
in all the colors.
There.
I was building for sturdiness, not function, apparently.
And it was sturdy. Well, it's exciting to have water. I'm thinking within a half hour you'll be.
Half an hour. YouTube family, are you hearing this? Timestamp. I'm holding you to it. Half an hour
What
for
time
plumbing.
Is it right now? What time is it right now?
I have all
I may
faith.
have overspoke.
I have all of the faith in the world that you can do it. The sink that was here when we got here was maybe 16 inches by 16 inches. And the faucet was installed, so when you ran the water and you put anything underneath the water would just flood the counter. Like absolutely flood the counter. It was completely pointless and we couldn't use it for anything. You could fill a cup of water with it, and even that, your whole counter that was here, which was just the tile, would just fill up like a flood and then leak all over the floor. That thing is so heavy. Like,
you.
team, you need me.
Yeah, I need you. It's too heavy.
Okay.
I need the muscles.
Muscles. Girl power.
What? Teamwork power.
Teamwork power. Oh wait, I thought you needed my girl muscles.
Okay, we gotta slide it in.
See, pieces in the inside, not on the face front. Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. That didn't take too long to correct it. It was really important for me to have this farmhouse sink in the pantry room. We did the farmhouse double basin sink in the kitchen for the renovation, and then we did the antique brass hardware. We were able to get this sink for about $80 plus tax on Amazon. It was just an absolute steal of a deal, and I thought for sure it would be too good to be true. And then when it showed up, it was even better quality than I expected it to be. So I was so happy that I got it for that price and that it arrived, and it was obviously better than I had thought. And I think the faucet set was maybe about $35 plus tax. So we did really good on saving to be able to actually like make this visual the way we wanted it to. But I think also since it's so deep, it's going to function really well. And then we also did the gold antique brass insert for the drain. That way it wasn't gonna be silver and be like too mixy matchy. Just those small details I think in the end are gonna make a big difference. Plus it matches the kitchen. A little late night gluing. Philip's got it all figured out, and I'm pretty sure it was pretty close to the 30-minute mark. Who's keeping track?
I don't think I made the 30-minute mark, but
He's doing great, YouTube family. This is not only saving us a couple weeks worth of wait for a plumber to come out, but also saving us out here probably several $100s getting just the sink set up when we already had all the rough-ins. So this part for Philip to do it, I think is perfect. Honestly, I think he could have done it right from the get-go, even with the rough-in, but we were getting all of the plumbing in the house situated with the kitchen and everything. So we had him do the laundry stuff at the same time and just said, just get us started on the plumbing for the sink here. That's the strong stuff.
oh yeah.
How nice will it be to wash vegetables from the garden in this sink?
That's exciting.
It's just nice to have like a utility sink for things that are super messy or things that you want to just not use the main kitchen sink for. It is time to test Philip's plumbing skills.
Oh my gosh.
Will we have another thunderstorm in the pantry? Will we have
Hot water's on.
Okay.
Cold water's on.
Did you hold your breath?
A little bit.
Do you want to turn the faucets now?
No. Maybe the door's shut.
Shut the doors. How will they know? They're gonna know. Are you washing your hands in our new sink?
I am. First one.
This is amazing.
It's draining good, no leaks.
No.
It's not like Mario or Luigi did it.
It's not like Mario or Luigi did it.
Yeah.
Phil did it. It's better.
Thanks, son.
Will it help if I'm like dun 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 dun?
It's me, Mario.
We have full running water.
And it's nice and warm. Look. That's hot. We'll turn it off.
Our water gets really hot.
Hot. Oh, the pump turned on. Well, that's hot. And cold.
I can hear the pump going in the basement. It's like, hot water in the pantry? What? All right, give a round of applause for Philip in the comment section. Yay! Yay for saving money in the budget on the pantry, and yay for water in the pantry. Go Phil. He's already cleaning the new sink.
My God.
So good. We now officially have perfect working laundry and running water in the pantry room. So although we're missing our cabinet doors and a bunch of other things we need to do in this space, all of the functions work. And our full-size fridge is here. And we have our freezer. So officially everything that we need for function in this room is here. We just have to finish all of the aesthetics and the storage solutions. And I love that we were able to do the gold. This one's actually really fun because it has this cute little catching trap that you can then go dump in the garbage if anything's in there. So it just goes in, it has a little handle. And then when you're done with the sink, you can put the little drain cap on, which I think makes it look kind of like nice and clean and tidy at the end. I wish my kitchen one had that. So maybe one day I'll upgrade that one for the two kitchen ones.
I get it.
Now that you're such a good plumber and all. Now that we have the running water in the sink here in the pantry room, which is really a dream come true, We have not had properly working water in this room since we moved here. I don't know how they ever did dishes or anything because the faucet was in this tiny corner here with a very small sink. And I believe it was a bathroom faucet. So anytime you'd put your hands underneath or a pot or anything to wash anything, the whole counter completely flooded. It would run down the sidewall. It was ruining the flooring that was initially here. Now we have a proper working sink. And honestly, this farmhouse sink was a dream come true. So I'm really excited that we have this as basically our wash tub for this pantry room. I still am absolutely loving this DIY tile that we did using the Cricut stencil to be able to create this Aztec pattern. I love the mustard yellow. I think it looks great. So I'm going to continue on by adding the details in this space to make this how we want. So my plan is to have the cupboard doors completely done here. I want to leave this open. And what we need to do now is adjust and make a cutting attachment hole here for our plugs to go in for the outlets for any appliances that will be on this side. And then this cabinet needs to get adhered to this banner beam that's here. So we can get all the trims and everything back on, which is going to leave me, when this is pushed up and attached to this beam here, this space along the left side of the fridge. It's going to leave this very triangular alcove right along the wall here. And so I'm debating whether or not I should turn that into a cabinet storage for things like broom, vacuum, you know, cleaning supplies, things that you don't really want to see all the time, or if I should leave it open. I think I'm leaning towards, I keep going back and forth, but I think I'm leaning towards having it a cupboard door. I think it will look more finished if I have this whole space here and make this room seem that much bigger. I feel like it's a lot of dead space back there, which kind of limits not only some storage space that could be utilized, but also I feel like that indent back there kind of makes the room look smaller, and maybe it will look bigger and more grand if it's completely built in right to the wall. Challenge is going to be, it's completely angled. And so to do the cupboard, the bottom and the face frame and everything on here is going to be a bit of a challenge. So let me know what you think, if I should do that or not. But right now I'm going to measure and try to get all of this electrical work done so that we can continue with all the main functions of this pantry. We got accomplished everything we had on our to-do list today in the pantry. Getting some of these small details done takes so much time, but how rewarding to now have all of the main functions in this room. It's something that literally didn't have any functions in it and was an original kitchen to this house, is now going to be our Pinterest perfect, dreamy, homesteading pantry / laundry room. If you have one of those yourself, you know just how valuable they can be, and we have lots of plans for this space. If you're new to our channel, we encourage you to hit subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future updates from our pantry series. Tomorrow, we're hoping to tackle a little bit of our opening of our hidden secret freezer space that you saw us start a while back, and get some progress made on the cabinet doors, because we have some amazing hardware to get installed on these doors. So stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. I love you. Thank you for always cheering me on, and I will see you tomorrow.